Women have been conditioned by society to be, act, and think a certain way. Here at Girls IRL, we encourage women to challenge societal norms and embrace their femininity. With that being said, let's get into this week's episode. We made it, you
We
guys.
made it finally.
That was literally so treacherous.
And I was feeling so cocky too. I'm like, I shouldn't have any issues opening on Chrome. I'll let you know if I have any issues. And here we are almost 40 minutes later.
No, it is okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls in Real Life podcast. I am your host, Mariah Clayton. Today's topic, we are talking about fashion and finding your style. And I honestly could not think of a better person to have this conversation with than Miss Regan Bartley. She is a social media content creator. She has her own fashion stylist brand. And every time I see her on my timeline, I'm just like, I want everything that's in our closet. So, Regan, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely, Mariah. I'm glad to finally be here. We had a few technical difficulties, but we are here and we are ready to chat.
Yes, we had a little bit of a delay, but that's all good. I don't mind at all. But yeah, I'm really excited to chat today. I think I really wanted to do an episode on this topic just because I feel like we're in a trend focused world right now and it's so hard to like find your specific style, what's unique to you. And it's almost like, okay, do I really like this outfit and this aesthetic, or do I just like this on her? Like, does will this look good on
Yes.
me? So I think it's a fine line of like trying to find this boundary of, do I actually like this? Is this really my style versus like what's trending and what is being fed to us as, society who is on social media all the time. So I'm super excited to dive in because I know you're going to give us all the tips on how to style and working with a budget and all of the things. But before we get started, I kind of want to just do a little fun game where we kind of describe our style in 2 to 3 words, if you can think of any. Like for me, I think my personal style is sporty. Like I wear a lot of athleisure outfits and a lot of like workout sets, especially to run errands, just because it's so easy to throw on. I think another word I would use is effortless. I try to look like I'm not trying too hard. I just want to look very put together, very much like I got my ish together, right? And
Absolutely.
then I think the last word that I would use is probably maybe playful. I like to play around with colors, not too much like patterns or different silhouettes, but more so just like bright colors and I don't know, just make sure like I have cute little fun sets or like a cute little romper or jumpsuit. I feel like that's always just like super playful or like a cute little sundress or something that I can
Yeah.
like twirl around in or something. So how would you kind of describe your style?
I think for sure sophisticated, and that kind of goes in with running your own business. You are a walking billboard at the end of the day. Your personal style speaks a lot about you, how you're feeling internally, how you want to be presented to the world. So I think sophisticated is a big one for me. Mature, a lot of people think it's crazy when I tell them I'm 24 years old and here I am. I think that's a common misperception about myself. And I think ever changing, I really don't put myself in this certain box of things that X, Y, and Z of what I need to wear. I think I pull and get inspired by different trends and I'm down to try anything. So always ever changing.
I love that. I think that literally describes you perfectly because you always just look like, I don't know, like you look so professional, but in the best way possible. Like it's not
Thank you.
stuffy or like corporate America, but you just look very much like I would wear that. Like I would wear that to work,
Thanks.
I would wear
Yeah.
that to a business lunch. Like, I don't know, you just always look so cute, girl.
Thank you. Well, that's kind of how I like to dress is you can be professional and polished, but you can also go get drinks with your girls right after too. And that's how I really like to gauge. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, businesswomen, and that's how a lot of people want to dress too. They want to have this versatile workwear that they can not only wear in the office, but go outside their office too and do the same exact thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to dive into all of that a little bit later. But for now, I just kind of want to learn a little bit about your background and how you kind of even got started into fashion. Was it something that you were always passionate about? And then also just like branching off and starting your own business. Like, I just want to hear it all.
So, at the ripe age of 3 or 4, I was always so fascinated with fashion. I was changing at least 4 times a day. My poor mother had so much laundry to do. That was something I was always very interested in. I always was playing dress up. I was always very in tune with what I was wearing. I pretty much put together my own outfits from a young age. She rarely dressed me, my mom. And kind of going from that too led me into performing and cheerleading and dancing. And that was the best part of all of it, was when those costumes came out, that was the best day of the year for me. And then later on into life too, I was styling a lot of my friends and family. I was more of that go-to girl to really help them with that. And it felt very effortless and easy for me. And then later on into life, I was working in retail doing social media, like you had mentioned earlier, and modeling. So I never worked in the retail space, but I was kind of doing my new task in that same field. But it really allowed me to gain that knowledge of how to style men and women, different ethnicities, different ages. So it really allowed me to dip my toe, not only just styling my friends and family too. I graduated in kinesiology, so still dealing with your body just in a different way. But fashion was always my one dream and goal. But I never knew how to branch out of that retail space to doing fashion just in a different way, because there's really no one to look up to as far as what to do, especially in Louisiana. There was a very
Yeah.
small community of people who were doing that. And it took me to planning my own wedding and working with my now mother-in-law. And I was helping her find her mother of the groom dress. And she mentioned to me, she's like, you'd be a great personal stylist. And people had thrown that out here and there throughout my whole life, but you don't really recognize it until you're actively searching for that job or what you want to do when you're aspiring for that fresh out of college. So when she said that, it really resonated with me. I'd gone home that night and so much research. I'm like, is this a real job? Can I do it? I think a lot of people think personal stylists, they think celebrities and affluent people, which is could be
Absolutely.
further from the truth. And I was like, there's nothing for the normal folk like me and you. So I was like, that is definitely something I can get into that's needed, especially in Louisiana too. There was a few styles I had heard of across the United States doing something similar, but nothing here. I'm like, this is my niche. This is what I can do. And so I proposed it to, I had a lot of connections in the boutique industry. I'm like, is this a good idea? Would you back me up on this? And they're like, yes, let's do it. Let's get it launched by the holidays. It was around October at this point, and we launched in November. Website was up and running. It happened so fast. We had the big launch party, and it was an immediate success because I had that local community backing me on that end as well too.
I absolutely love that. But like you said, Louisiana, I think, is just so slow in a lot of things, but
Yes.
especially the fashion scene. And you don't really see a lot of people, majoring in fashion here or like wanting to pursue these big fashion dreams because the market here is just not like you have to literally go to New York or go to Miami or go to California in order to be able to find some success in that type of realm. But for you, like you said, you've kind of had that community already and you found success very early on, which is super exciting, especially being, a young entrepreneur. Like when you have a dream and you're starting a business, like it's so scary because you never really know how people are going to react to it, if people are even going to be liking it or wanting to use your services. So it definitely is a little scary to jump out into that deep end, but super proud of you for doing that, by the way, because
Thank
it
you.
takes a lot to get there, to get to that point, to be like, I'm going to do this in spite of
Yeah.
all my fears and my doubts and my anxieties about it.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, coming from what I just said earlier, I graduated in kinesiology. That was 4 years of my life I'm not doing anything with. I'm like, am I making a good decision? Will this be successful? Will I make money doing it? Or should I fall back on what I graduated in with my degree too? So, yes, very scary, but so glad I made the jump and did it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you mentioned that a lot of people kind of think about a stylist being someone for more affluent people or celebrities, but how would you describe the role of a fashion stylist and what you do?
I think a lot of people, when they think of personal styling, they think of clothes. But as a stylist, you're almost kind of embodying a therapist in the same sense. People are coming to you in a very vulnerable spot. So you're not only teaching them these skills to dress a certain way, maybe for their work, for their day to day lives, things like that, but you're teaching them the skills to not only dwell within your service, but take those skills to use for the rest of their life as well, too.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's so easy to fall into like these societal trends and to like have your closet be filled with all these super trendy pieces, but not really full outfits that actually go together. And you're looking at your closet like, oh my gosh, I have nothing to wear, but you literally have a closet full of clothes that just like don't go together. So, When you are going and helping people trying to revamp their closet and all these things, what is like that first step that you take in order to be like, look, girly, we got to get rid of some of this. Like, how are we handling this situation?
Yes. So the way it works with Bartley Brand, the client's going to come to you and fill out an initial a questionnaire. So that gives me a really good background before we even have our consultation call on where they're currently standing with their wardrobe and where they're looking to go to. Some people come to you and say, this is where I'm at and this is where I'm looking to go. And some clients just need that general elevation. They don't know how to exactly verbalize it yet. So
Mhm.
from there, we hop on a quick Zoom call and I show them whether it's Pinterest boards, celebrities, different things like that to help them see the style that they're wishing to achieve and help them speak that into words too. So I can help them in that realm as well too. A lot of my clients start with a closet clean out. We really purge things that's not serving them anymore. And from there, we can either do things in person or virtually. We'll do the personal shopping excursions or virtual service to really fill in what was missing in the gaps within their wardrobe. As soon as we find this wardrobe staples, we're able to kind of get into the fun pieces too, accessorizing things beyond your neutrals and staples. And that really gives you a fully functional wardrobe.
Oh, that sounds so cool. I feel like I definitely need this service because my closet is atrocious right now, and I feel like I have so many things that I look at that I almost think to get rid of, but then I'm like, "But wait,
Yes.
what if this event comes up and I wanna wear this?" Or what like, all of these what ifs in my mind, and, like, I literally still have stuff in the closet with tags
Yeah.
on it that I have not worn or touched because I just can't find anything to, like, style it with, or it's not really my style, and I just kinda bought it because it was on sale, or you know how it goes. Like, I just feel like we always get stuck with so many pieces that we don't really utilize to, like, their fullest potential, you know?
Yes. And I'm guilty of that as well too. It's easier said than done, especially when you have an emotional connection, like you said, to these pieces. It's easy for me to go into someone else's wardrobe and purchase pieces because I
Yeah.
have no emotional connection to those pieces at all. Sometimes I ask the clients not even to be in the room, or I take those pieces and immediately donate them or co-sign them whatever the client wants afterwards. So it's on me at that point. They can't go and rummage through everything afterwards because it's hard. It's very hard to let go.
It is. I have so many t-shirts. I have so many just, like, high school t-shirts and, like, t-shirts from traveling, and I'm like, I literally have a drawer full of t-shirts that I never wear,
Yeah.
probably don't even know or remember where I got them from, but I'm like, I can't let it go. What if I
Oh,
wanna give
yeah.
this to my child when they grow up? Like, that's just I literally have a problem, I do.
I do too. We're all guilty of it.
I guess the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is embracing your uniqueness as someone who is like trying to find their style because like I said it's really hard right now especially with all the trends to like figure out what really is like your personal style. So what would you say is a starting place for somebody who might be struggling with finding their personal style? Where should they start?
The biggest thing is understanding your body type. There are so many trends, like you say, that we get hit with in the media, but it might not be perfect for you in your current situation, your body type in general, what your day to day looks like as well too. Trends are a great starting point and they're great to grab inspiration from. But you have to think how quickly in and out trends can go. So from a financial standpoint, we might not want to invest in all these trends because you're just throwing your money away at this point for something that may not even be trendy tomorrow too.
Yeah.
That also goes to say what you had perfectly mentioned. You can't express that individualism with fashion when it comes to trends because you're really just putting yourself in the same box as everyone else. What they're wearing too, you're really able to express your style and your fashion through your personal style. And trends kind of put you in that box too. So I always recommend starting with your body type and understanding that that will be the gateway to success for you. And from there, you can really, like I said, grab those trends and see what you are interested in, but also be very realistic in what works for you in your lifestyle. Pulling in those staples first and making sure you have a very fully functional wardrobe to center your looks around first.
I think that's a really good thought process because trends come and go, but I feel like you can be trendy while still like building a staple wardrobe because there are a lot of trends that come in these like neutral colors. So if you like a certain crop top or a certain kind of jacket or a certain kind of
Yeah.
whatever you see that's trending, you don't have to get that trend in a zebra print or like, the biggest print out there that you can find, because a lot of times you're only going to wear that thing one time or with one outfit or for one occasion. But if you can find something that's super trendy but also kind of fits into, okay, this is the color palette that I typically go for, this is the style that I typically like, then you're able to recycle those pieces a little bit more with the trend because it's not so like specific, you know?
Yes. And another big thing too is I always recommend my clients to make a shopping list. So let's say you are wanting to dive into the big bow trend or the floral kind of trend too that's happening right now with the chokers. Write those things down. And if weeks from now, if you're still interested in it and it's still hanging around, then invest in those pieces and really see how they play out in the future for you too.
Since we're on the topic of trends, what are like some of your favorite trends that are out right now that you are just obsessed with?
I am loving the pinks that are happening right now with our
Yes.
Barbie eras. I'm loving the bows too, coming from my bridal era and now being this new mom. I love all the big bows and making a big statement as well too. But not only just your fashion trends, I think there's a lot of trends in the fashion network in general. I think a big one is sustainability. A lot of brands are jumping on that trend, if you will, right now. And a lot of consumers too are choosing brands that they buy from based on that sustainability too, which is a beautiful thing. I think a lot of brands even have a competitive edge over others by letting you know what materials that they're using as well too.
But I think that's kind of a confusing point, especially for someone like me who literally has no idea like the difference between polyester and cotton and like, all of these different things.
Yes.
Like you can read it on the website or on the tag, but it's like, do we really understand and comprehend like what does that even mean? And then also just this debate between sustainable and fast fashion and like what should we be doing with our money and our fashion. I think it's such a hard topic because I feel like there's so many different variations of budgets when it comes to like building your wardrobe. And so someone who doesn't have, like a steady job or a good income can maybe only afford to buy stuff from Shein or
Yeah.
Temu, which is like two big things right
Yeah.
now. So what would you say like for someone who is like shopping on a budget or who doesn't really have as much money to just like explore that range, how can they find a good like sustainable way to shop?
Well, you brought up a perfect point with the fast fashion, like places like Shein and Temu and different things like that. You think in the moment that you're spending, all your hard-earned money to purchase more things and accumulate a lot of pieces, but those pieces in turn might not last you more than a year. As soon as you wash it once, you might be losing buttons. It's going to shrink on you. The quality of the material is going to go plummeting down. So if you really consider, and like I said earlier, make a list of the things that you are willing to invest in and go about those in a very safe and healthy way with your finances, you can invest in pieces that will last you a lifetime, whether that's a great pair of denim or shoes or even a great blazer too that you can wear every single season for years on end is a great budget friendly option for people. You're purchasing those pieces that make you feel good, but they also will last you a lifetime as well too.
Yeah, because I just recently came back from vacation and I did buy my swimsuits from Shein, okay? And I
That's
was
okay.
I was so mad because I literally was wearing my swimsuit bottoms and like some shorts over it. And I went to go to the bathroom and I was pulling my pants down and literally the strap on my bikini bottoms popped off. And I was like, thank God I have shorts on over this because otherwise I would be like hopping out of here trying to
Yes.
run back to my hotel room. But that just goes to show like you really do get what you pay for. And I also had a swimsuit from Skims that I bought and just like the quality was insane. I'm like, this is literally a quality piece of swimsuit. And it was $96 for that one piece. And then, I buy my Shein and it's $5, but it broke on me. So, you really do get what you pay for at the end of the day. And I think that as long as you kind of know what you think is worth spending your money on, then you can kind of go into shopping with a little bit more excitement and not so much dread about like spending all this money, because like you said, if you can focus on like the staple pieces that you need, like instead of trying to buy 20 things at one time, just focus on buying one good pair of denim, just focus
Yeah.
on buying one good blazer, one good pair of shoes, or one good whatever is important to you in that moment, and then from there you can kind of build upon, okay, now I can add more cute, fun things to my wardrobe, you know?
And even doing wardrobe sales too, that as I know it's a very big thing too, is going through your closet, letting that be your motivation. You can make some extra cash here and there and invest in those great pieces as well too.
That's a good idea. I definitely need to do that. It's just such hard work.
It is. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to do the heavy lifting for you.
Yes. You mentioned it, not me. You're gonna be a new mama, okay? And I'm
I
so excited for
am.
you. So congratulations first and foremost. I'm so excited for you and your new journey as a mom because I was just there and I'm still kind of there,
Oh yeah.
accumulating to my new life still. But I think for me, the hardest part about being pregnant was I felt like I could not dress anymore. Like I felt like I just lost all my fashion sense. Nothing was fitting me. I felt like nothing looked good on me. So I know you're not like super big bellied yet, but what would you say is your motivation to kind of like still staying fashion forward while being pregnant, especially because like you're tired, you're sick, all the
Yeah.
things, right? So like how do you find that motivation and what are some like pieces that you're going to be recycling through your wardrobe as you're pregnant?
That was a big thing for me. Even when I'm sick, whether it's the flu or cold, the day that I actually have motivation to put on some makeup, put on a cute outfit, I instantly feel better. That's what fashion has the power to do. Sometimes it can be a hindrance to us and make us feel worse than we want to feel, but it also has the power to do the exact opposite and make us flourish and feel so beautiful and so amazing. I actually just had this conversation similarly with Hubble Dermatology down in Lafayette. We were talking about my journey with pregnancy and what skincare I can use. And they said it so beautifully. They said, it's not about what you can't use anymore, the retinols, these different acids, things like that. Focus on what you can do and to make yourself feel better too. You can be super hydrated, include all these different great ingredients. So rather than focusing on the negative, turn to the positive and be a little bit more optimistic in that realm too, which is easier said than done, but you can
Yeah.
also do it with your fashion as well too. I felt horrible in my first trimester. I had so much sickness, so I did not get dressed very often, but that gave me the motivation here in my second trimester. And I'm feeling an array of happiness because of it. I feel so motivated each morning to get ready. I can go to the grocery store and I will wear a dress and a small kitten heel just because it makes me feel good. I haven't gotten to wear any of those pieces in so long. And to really be able to adapt different things like that too.
That was definitely just like the hard part was getting through that first trimester and getting that
Yeah.
motivation to even feel like yourself again because
Yeah.
your body is literally going through this huge traumatic change and it's only it's only downhill from here and then
Yeah.
it goes back up. I promise you. But yeah, I think I was kind of ashamed of my body like when I was pregnant because I was so used to being this like tiny petite person and being able to wear, like the crop tops and like the short shorts and like all of these things, right? And then as my body started to change and I couldn't fit the things that I had in my closet anymore and I felt like I was so limited on like what I could wear and what I couldn't wear, it was almost just like demotivating for me to even like want to dress up, And it really wasn't until probably my last 8 weeks of being pregnant, like the last 2 months of me being pregnant, that I started to actually embrace my body. And I wish that I would have done it a lot sooner because towards the end, I started having so much fun with like dressing my bump and like having it be out and like actually showing it off instead of trying to hide it so much. I think that was the thing for me. I was like constantly just trying to like cover it, hide it, don't let people see it. But when you are actually at a space where you can embrace your body changing, then you feel a lot more confident with like wearing whatever that it is that you want. And that's not even just like being pregnant. That's just body types in general. Like once you find that confidence in yourself to like really be like, forget about what everybody else says. I'm going to put on what makes me feel good, what I think looks good on me. Then you're able to walk out with a lot more confidence and a lot more motivation to look better.
And that's a big misconception I think nowadays is you have to be an extra, extra small to be stylish, which is far from the truth. If you know your body type and how to accentuate what you're wearing and how it's going to affect your personal body type, you have the power to do so many things. I actually have a lot of clients who come to me, whether it's on a weight loss journey or even postpartum, they come to me and they say, I really want you to serve within my wardrobe and help me elevate my look, but I'm going through all these body changes. And to that, I say that is a beautiful journey that you're on. Let's love our current bodies now rather than waiting till you achieve this goal that may not happen. It's okay if you lose that baby weight. It's okay if you don't. Who cares? As long as you know and understand your body type now, we can make you feel beautiful in any skin, any size, anything that you are right now.
I absolutely love that. I feel like I should have called you, girl. I should been like, Reagan, come help me. But you mentioned your clients, and I kind of want to hear about like one success story that kind of sticks out more than others, or like just something that kind of made you realize, wow, like I'm actually doing what I was put here to do.
Yes. So, like I'd mentioned earlier, the personal styling realm, what I didn't know when I first started this journey is that it's a very, very vulnerable space. So right now I'm a one woman show. I'm handling every email that comes in, every styling appointment that comes out because it's such a vulnerable space. And I really want to be able to choose my words wisely too, because people are coming at you at most likely a really low point. So you have to really be able to tiptoe around certain subjects and speak kindly to those people and be a light to them too, which has been such a beautiful journey for me, being able to have that power and authority, but also that grace too to help them in certain seasons of their life. But one thing that sticks out to me in particular, I have a client who came to me. She is an amazing client, and she was very hesitant on branching out within her wardrobe. But I have to remind my clients that's why you came to me in the first place. I'm not here to continue to style you on how you previously are. There was something that was going on and you want to elevate it. So here we are now. Let's go for it. And so I was recommending certain pieces. She wasn't a big fan of prints or different styles or even dresses, for example. And then it took me to really tell her that we'll call her Jane Doe. Jane, the worst thing that can happen is you order this piece that you're hesitant about, you try it on, let's say you hate it, the worst thing can happen is you return it. And now we're just one step closer to knowing what you truly love. And so
Mhm.
that really opened up a light to her to actually trying these things. So she started ordering all these recommendations that we were working on, and come to find out those pieces that she was most hesitant on are now the biggest wins in her closet that she is so excited about each and every day.
It's so funny because a lot of times, and especially, okay, my older sister, she's the one that got me into pageants and all that kind of stuff. So I was never really into fashion, never really into the girly thing. And she would always take me shopping and would always make me try on things that on the hanger, I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not wearing that. You cannot pay me $1 million to try this on. And then as soon as I put it on, I'll be like, side eye. Okay, this is actually kind of
Yeah.
cute. So I think it's so funny how like those things that you think you're gonna be so turned off by actually end up being things that you love and are like reaching for every single day in your closet.
Yeah, and it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking to get out of your personal comfort zone and bubble and try these new things, but it's so cliche to say, but you'll never know until you try. So that's and it's hard with especially my virtual clients because we're not there together in a shopping appointment to where I make you try it on basically.
Yeah.
You can't I don't allow my clients to make a decision about something until they've tried it on and they've showed me, we discussed about it, because they really don't know until they try on that piece too, or um, maybe a certain belted look. They're like, I'm not used to wearing something like that. But I'm like, that's what's gonna hug your beautiful hourglass figure and really transform it into what you didn't even think was there in the first place, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you take your clients shopping or you help them shop virtually, what are some I'm sure it probably differs for every client because everybody has a different style and a different taste when it comes to clothes, but what would you say are like your must-have staple pieces for any wardrobe for any person for any style?
Accessories. That is the biggest game changer, I think, in fashion. You could line up 15 girls in the same white tee, dark denim, maybe a jacket overthrow in the same shoe. But if you accessorize different, you are bound to set apart no matter what you do. You can tie a neck scarf or a hat or a certain fun earring or a pop of necklaces or even fun chunky bracelets and belts. That really has a power to elevate any single look. So that's always something that I include in my shopping appointments, not only the clothes, but also shoes, hats, bags, jewelry really has the power to take your look to an entire new level.
I think accessories is what I probably lack the most in my closet just because I don't know why I don't ever buy them because I'm just like I'm only gonna wear this one time, or I'm not gonna wear these every single day. So I just never really like I never buy belts. I never really buy hats. I never buy like a whole bunch of necklaces or bracelets. And I understand, I know that accessories like make a big difference in your outfits. And sometimes I'll be putting on clothes and I'm like, man, I wish I had a purse. Man, I wish I had like this kind of shoe. Man, I wish I had this. And it's like I still never fully buy the accessories. I don't know why. I just think accessories are so hard because I don't know, like, there's so many different ones, and, like, yeah, you can have, like, your staple bag and your staple shoes and your staple earrings, but what if I want something fun? What if I want, like, a pop of color? And then I get back into that cycle of, "Well, I'm only gonna wear this one time," you know? So, when
Yes.
it comes to accessories, what what should we be buying when it comes to accessories? Like, I understand probably, like, a belt or, like, a purse, but, like, what would you say are your favorite accessories that you feel like go with any outfit?
I am a hoop lover. Clearly, that's what I'm wearing today. But finding those accessories that get you excited, or maybe a nice watch that you have to really think about that you're going to invest in, something like that, that gets you excited to wear it. So you're not thinking those same thoughts of, I'll never wear that again, so I'm not going to buy it now. If you're really very intentional in what you're buying, you will be super excited to wear these pieces. Because let's say I was just wearing this oversized blazer and what I'm wearing now could very well give Adam Sandler. But as soon as I add on some fun accessories, it's very feminine. Even cuffing your sleeves like this too makes such a big difference. So knowing how to make the clothes work for you rather than the clothes, fit you a certain way, that really has the power to do so much for you too. And that creates all that individualism that we were talking about earlier as well.
I feel like I have to cuff my sleeves of any jacket anyways because my arms are so
Me too.
short. So I'm like, I do that anyways.
I say it's for the fashion, but it is for my height.
Okay, I kind of want to talk to my professional girlies for a second because, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I feel like corporate America kind of like sucks the creativity and fun out of fashion because there's so many of these like dated fashion ideals that they still believe. So, for a working woman who wants to, maybe go to work and express her style a little bit, express her creativity, like how can they incorporate that funness while still abiding by their fashion rules?
So every workplace is going to have those abiding rules that maybe you have to wear this tailored jacket or a knee-length skirt. You have to think for your work environment. So clearly, a teacher is going to look very different from a lawyer. A lawyer is going to look very different from a real estate agent. A real estate agent is going to look very different from a work from home person. So understanding your work environment is critical. And then finding your own power suit. You could be a teacher and have your established power suit too. Whatever makes you feel confident. At the end of the day, your personal style has the ability to land new clients, new promotions, make you more money at the end of the day. Give off that perception of you as a working woman and what you want to portray, whether that's being powerful or polished. It really has the power to give that first impression before you even say a single word. As bad as it is to say, the person is going to judge you as soon as they see you. So, how you want to portray yourself to the world is super, super important. So, like I said, finding your power suit, what makes you feel confident to walk into the room and own that room, and being consistent with it too. And then lastly, be yourself with it. So, whatever you decide to go upon, be yourself and run with it. So, if you want to wear a fun blazer instead of a traditional black or brown one, if you want to have a pop of color in like a beautiful teal or a pink, anything that is abiding by those rules too, but you can still have fun with it as well too. That's the majority of my clientele is working women because our motto here at Bartley Brand is you handle what you're good at. Let's say you are a surgeon and you can't go into the boutiques because they're only open from 10 to 5 and that's the hours that you work from maybe. Or if you're a teacher, for example, when do you have the opportunity to go and like tend to yourself beyond your job? So you handle what you're good at, and then we'll handle the rest and take that burden off your plate for you. So you can be excited about it and it already be in your closet for you.
Oh, I love that. No, I think that's super great advice and just like finding your power suit. Like a power suit goes a long way, okay? Like whenever I was competing in pageants and I got the chance to wear like a good, strong like suit, I just felt like so badass. Like I could go
Yes.
conquer anything in the world. Like it really does transform your whole like personality and identity and confidence because you feel like, man, I look good, I can feel good, you know? When I was
Yeah.
playing sports, you know, they say you look good, you play good. I feel like that's just a quote for life, you know, like if you look good, you're gonna feel good in all these different aspects of your life, and you're gonna be able to walk into any room and be like, I'm here, you know, and I look good. What's
Absolutely.
up?
It is a presence. As soon as you put on an outfit that makes you feel that light and confidence, it's going to radiate, and people will notice that too. Whether you're intentionally doing it or not, is going to be something that is very, the confidence almost is like an aurora around you, I guess is the word that I'm
Yeah.
looking for. It's contagious.
Yeah, it really is because you walk into a room and everybody's like, "Oh, wow," you know? Just like this whole vibe and energy that you bring with yourself.
Yeah.
But, we're gonna be wrapping up soon. So I guess the last thing that I really wanna ask you is, like, what would be your biggest piece of advice for somebody who is struggling to find their personal style and who wants to get more into fashion but doesn't really quite know where to start?
Definitely know when to let go. We had talked about that earlier. Really getting rid of pieces that don't fulfill you in your wardrobe or aid you in any way. So knowing when to let go and investing in great basics as well too. So we had talked about that and touched on it a little bit earlier. So as soon as you invest in those great basics, you can start pulling from inspiration and celebrities and Pinterest and seeing the style that you're hoping to achieve and start incorporating that slowly. That's another big tip, is to start small.
What do you mean by start small? Like, don't throw everything away in your closet, but just kind of like go section by section?
Yes. So both ways, when you're cleaning your closet and adding in new pieces, is you don't want to tackle your whole closet at once. So let's say maybe today we're starting with our shoes and that's it. That's all we're doing this week. And taking that little by little, but also on the exact contrary when we're purchasing new clothes. So let's say I am loving that hot pink trend, for example. I might not go buy a full matching set of hot pink. I might just invest in a great pump, for example, or a fun accessory. Maybe my glasses might be incorporating some pink in the glasses or something like that. So starting small in that realm too. So you're not really fully diving in yet, but you're still taking the things that you are inspired bit by bit and seeing how it incorporates into your world too.
Yeah, I think that's great advice because I feel like a lot of times we just fully hop on the bandwagon of whatever's hot at the moment. And then, like we said at the beginning, you're stuck with a whole bunch of clothes that still have the tag on it because you have no
Yeah.
idea how to style it because it's literally not your style. So I love that of like starting small. Like if you do like a trend, just try and pick your pinky toe in there a little bit and just see how it goes, you know? And then if you do really like it, then you can, you know, of course, obviously buy more or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I think that is really great advice. Reagan, this was such a fun episode. Like I literally love talking to you and I would keep talking to you more, but I know that you are a busy girl. I will have any way to contact you, your socials and Bartley Brand in the description of the podcast episode, guys. So if you want to use her services and contact her, I'm sure she would be more than happy to see you guys hop up into her DMs or her email. Reagan, was there anything else that you wanted to say before you leave?
I think we've pretty much covered it all. But like we had touched on earlier, fashion to some of us might be a hindrance in some forms, but it might also be the exact opposite and open a brand new us at the end of the day. So, whether you're starting that journey or wanting to start that journey, Bartley Brand is here for you, whether you are local to Louisiana or somewhere in the United States or even across the globe. We are here to help you feel your most confident self going forward.
Well, my girlies, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I hope this inspired you to kind of get started on your fashion train. I know fall's coming up. We're about to enter a new season. So now is the perfect time to really go through that closet, get rid of some things, add some new ones, and just see what sticks and what doesn't. But I hope you guys have a great Monday, a great week, and I will talk to y'all in my next episode. Bye.
Bye, guys.